All right, let's talk about something we all use every single day, but maybe don't think about enough: the computer mouse. I mean, think about it. You spend hours with this thing in your hand, but have you ever really stopped to wonder if it's the right one for you? It turns out this little decision is a much bigger deal for your health and even your performance than you might think.
And this right here, this is the story that kicked this whole thing off. An IT pro from Gujarat, probably like a lot of us, right? Just used whatever cheap mouse was lying around for years until it started causing some serious physical harm. This isn't just some one-off story, you guys. It's a wake-up call. The wrong mouse can actually literally injure you. 568 million. Let that sink in for a second. That's how many gamers there were in India back in 2025. And that's not even counting the millions and millions of us working from home. We're all depending on these little gadgets every single day. So, yeah, having the right tool isn't a luxury anymore. It's an absolute necessity. So let's get into our first section, the hidden cost of mice. And it's about so much more than just rupees. This is where we kind of need to shift our thinking, you know? It's not about just grabbing the cheapest thing that clicks. It's a real investment, an investment in your health and in your productivity day in and day out. And here's the crazy part. Most of us don't even realize our mouse could be the source of our problems. But here's the good news. The fix is usually way simpler than you'd think. Remember that IT pro we just talked about? All he did was switch to a better mouse, one designed for comfort and performance. And his pain? Gone. In just 6 weeks. See, the right mouse isn't just about avoiding pain. It actually makes you better at what you do, whether that's work or gaming. All right, so now we get why this is so important. Let's talk about the how. Section 2, decoding the tech specs, and specifically, how we tested for India. Before we jump into the best mice, you've got to understand how they were tested, because this wasn't your standard run-of-the-mill review. Nope. The whole process was built from the ground up for Indian users and our conditions. And trust me, that changes everything. Okay, check this out. What I love about this is how they focused on real-world Indian situations. They didn't just test on some perfect, slick mouse pad in a lab. No, they tested sensor accuracy on the kind of desk surfaces you and I actually have. And get this, they even tested for heat. Because let's be real, if you've ever had your hand stuck to a cheap plastic mouse in the middle of a hot summer afternoon, you know exactly how important that is. All right, so we know the testing was solid. Let's get to the good stuff. Section 3, the top contenders, a 2026 comparison. These are the 7 best mice that survived that tough India-specific gauntlet. And boom, here they are. This table gives you a great bird's eye view. You've got everything from really solid budget options, under 700 rupees, all the way up to the pro-level stuff. It's awesome to see a mouse like the Cosmic Bite Mammoth on here, by the way. It just goes to show you don't need to spend a fortune to get something great. Seriously, there's something on this list for everyone. So let's break these down, starting with the king of the hill. The best overall goes to the Logitech G502X. If you're looking for that one mouse that can do it all, I'm talking intense gaming sessions and a full 8-hour workday, this is your guy. So what makes it so good? Well, it's all about versatility. First off, it has the Hero 25K sensor. That's Logitech's best. It's famous for being ridiculously accurate, perfect for gaming. Then you've got 11 programmable buttons, which are an absolute game changer for work. But honestly, the coolest part? The adjustable weights. You can literally make the mouse heavier or lighter to get the exact feel you want. That kind of customization is pretty special. Okay, but maybe you're not a jack of all trades. Maybe you're a specialist, a serious competitive gamer. If your life revolves around games like Valorant or CS2, and you need every tiny advantage you can get, then forget everything else. The Razer DeathAdder V3 is, without a doubt, the top dog. Why? Simple. It has the single most accurate sensor on this entire list. End of story. But the real magic is the weight. It's only 59 grams. That is insanely light. And what that means for you is way less fatigue on your wrist after hours of playing. Yeah, it's pricey, but if you're playing to win, that edge is priceless. All right, what about going wireless? You want to ditch the cable, but you don't want to empty your wallet? Well, say hello to the Logitech G304. This mouse is the solution. It gives you truly lag-free wireless performance for a price that's just, wow, really hard to beat. And here's the most important thing you need to know about this one. Its wireless tech is so good, you literally cannot tell the difference between it and a wired mouse. There is zero lag. None. Oh, and it gets 250 hours of life from one AA battery. So if you want that clean, no cables look and top-tier performance without the high price tag, this is the one. It's the smart move.
Okay, so we've seen the winners, but hold on. Just because a mouse is the best on a list doesn't mean it's the best for you. That brings us to section 4, finding your perfect fit. This is where we go beyond the list and figure out what you actually need to look for.
First things first, let's bust a huge myth. DPI. You see these giant numbers on the box, right? 25,000 DPI. It sounds amazing, but honestly, it's mostly just marketing hype. It's a measure of sensitivity, not quality. In fact, most pro gamers use a way lower DPI, somewhere between 400 and 1600. Why? Because it gives them more control and precision. So don't fall for the big numbers. Next, let's talk sensors, optical versus laser. You know what? In 2026, this debate is basically over. For gaming and just for general use on all the different surfaces we have, wood desks, mouse pads, whatever, modern optical sensors are just better. They're more accurate, more reliable. The verdict is in, go optical.
Now, for maybe the most important and most ignored factor of all, your grip. Seriously, do this with me right now. Put your hand on your mouse. How are you holding it? Is your whole palm flat on it? That's a palm grip. Or are your fingers kind of arched up, ready to click, like a claw? That's a claw grip. Figuring this out is huge because the shape of the mouse you should get depends entirely on your grip. This is the secret to comfort. Okay, pew, we've gone through the top mice, we've debunked some myths, you've even figured out your grip style. It's time to put it all together. Section 5, the final verdict. Let's make this super simple and match you with your perfect mouse. And here we go. Think of this as your personal cheat sheet. It could not be simpler. Just look down the left side and find what you need. Are you on a tight budget but you still want a game? Bam! Cosmic Bite Mammoth. Need the absolute best of the best for competitive shooters? Razer DefAdder V3. Just find your category and your answer is right there.
So, look, if you take away just 3 things from all of this, let it be these. 1. Buy for the sensor and the grip, not the flashy RGB lights. 2. A comfy mouse that fits your hand is always better than an expensive one that doesn't. And 3. Be real with yourself about what you're actually going to use it for. Work, gaming, or a bit of both.
At the end of the day, we've given you all the info, all the tools you need to make a great choice. But that final decision, that's all you. So now it's your turn. Look at your desk, think about how you hold your mouse, and really ask yourself that question. Which mouse is truly the right fit for your hand?